Welcome to In the Kitchen with Dinah. Today we're making angel flake biscuits.
Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Gonna taste good, I know.
Angel flake biscuits. So a little backstory on this one. I grew up on a farm, was involved in a lot of 4-H, and I actually did a demonstration on this. Gosh, I was really little, probably like 8 or 9. And they are so delicious. I'm not sure if they get their name angel flake from how heavenly they taste, how high they rise, or anything like that, but they are delicious. It's a delicious biscuit and it has yeast in it. So it got a little extra thing. You can make them the night before if you want to do like biscuits and gravy for breakfast. You can mix the dough up, put it in the fridge, and then roll them out and bake them. So let's get started with this. You are gonna need some yeast and we're gonna get that going. So you need 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Now, the recipe is for active dry. I don't have any because I bake so much bread, so I'm just going to use what I have. And then you're going to need 1 1/2 tablespoons of water and add that. I'm going to just mix it up. Going to get it bloomed and it's going to kind of turn into a paste. Okay, I'm just gonna leave the spoon like that and set that to the side. Now we're gonna get all of our dry ingredients together. So the first thing we're gonna need is 2 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. I had a little whole wheat flour that I freshly ground. I'm gonna add that in because it didn't fit in my container. So we've got that. 2 tablespoons of sugar. We need 3/4 teaspoon of salt. This is just my Redmond's real salt. It's so, so delicious. And then also we need some leavening because it has baking powder, baking soda, and the yeast that it really helps make it such a light, flaky, almost cake-like biscuit, but man, they are so delicious. So we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, I'm just gonna mix this up. You know what I forgot to get out of my drawer, Mr. Cameraman?
Uh-oh.
You know what? I'll just mix it by hand. It's okay. I forgot to get my pastry blender out, but we'll just use our hands today. We have a new camera set up on our, what do you want to call our set?
In our kitchen,
In
blocking
our
all our
kitchen,
stuff, yeah.
And it blocks all of my baking. And I never stand here to bake. I usually stand over in my baking center to bake because all my stuff is right organized. So, all right, so I've got all the dry ingredients mixed together. So I've got a 1/4 cup of shortening and 1/4 cup of cold butter. Now, if you don't want to use shortening, you don't have to, just double the butter. I just rendered some lard for our pig and I wanted to try it, but I wanted to make sure this worked. So we're just gonna take this and squish it together until it becomes like pea-sized pieces.
Now, because you're using your hands, are you gonna have to chill it afterwards?
No, everything is so cold. The warmth from my hands will smush everything together. Just takes longer. Because you know the pioneers didn't have a shortening cutter or a pastry blender, they just had their hands, so.
That's why they invented a pastry cutter.
Probably, maybe. Now, if you need to double this because you have a bigger family, you totally can just double it. These are perfect for biscuits and gravy, butter and jam. I'm making them tonight to go some chicken a la king, which I'll show you in the next video after this one. So I'm just kind of smushing the butter into the flour till it becomes like pea-sized. We're almost there. You know, I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty great. All right, it's already starting to stick together. All right, now we're gonna get our wet ingredients together. And this does call for 1 cup of cold buttermilk. Now, if you don't have buttermilk, you can just use milk, put about a teaspoon of vinegar in it, and it'll sour it for you. But if you have buttermilk, I tell you, that's where it's at on these biscuits. Pop this back in the fridge. Now I've got dirty hands, but that's okay. All right, our yeast is sitting here. It's nice and thick. We're gonna actually add it to the buttermilk, and then I'm just gonna kind of loosen it up and give it a little stir, and then we'll add that to our flour mixture. Got this cute little spoon. I'm just gonna loosen it up a little. Okay, and in it goes. You know, and if you wanted to make these for dinner, you could even, and you had time to make them before you went to work in the morning, you could make them and then just stick the dough in the fridge. That would be perfect. All right. These are looking pretty fantastic. They are wet. I'm gonna get a little bit more flour. All right, I got a little more flour.
That was just like a 1/4 cup, though. I mean,
Yeah,
that
it
hardly
was. It
any.
was not much. Oh my goodness, why fight with this? All right, so I just flung dough everywhere. So we're gonna flour our surface here and roll this out. That is about perfect.
Yeah.
You're just gonna squish it out real gentle. And then you're just gonna fold it over. And this dough, I mean, it's magic. Pat it down and then 1/4 it and then do that. So now you've got some layers built in. I'm gonna put just we got a pretty good amount of flour there. Now I'm just gonna pat it down real gentle. I don't use a rolling pin on this just because the dough is so soft and so wonderful. I'm gonna go down to about 1 inch. Is that about right? I think that's about right. Okay, and I've just got my biscuit cutter here. I use it for my sugar cookies too. So you just wanna go straight down and press your biscuit down. You don't wanna twist it because that will lock the edges from being all flaky. Then I've just got a cake pan here. If you have a cast iron skillet, that would work great too. We're just gonna put these in here, then these are gonna rise. We gotta wait for them to rise. I need a bigger container. I was hoping they'd fit. All right, I will find a bigger container. So then when you get down to this, I just really gently push it back together or cut some more out. All right, and the last little nub, I just usually make a nice little patty.
That's the one just for butter and jam.
This is the butter and jam taster. What can I use that's a little bit bigger? Let me go on a pan hunt. I will be right back. 1/4 sheet pan it is. All right, so I'm just gonna use one of my little baby cookie sheets and I'll just set them on here. It's not gonna
I
fit.
got bad news.
It's not gonna fit on here either.
Fit on there either.
Sure it will.
Okay.
We're gonna have to figure this out.
It's a puzzle.
It is a
one of
puzzle.
those, oh, baby.
It's gonna be just fine. Here, let's move these up all the way to the end. First world problems when you can't find the pan to fit your biscuits on. You will just stick that one in there. All right, so these are gonna sit on my counter. I'm just gonna sit them here. I'm gonna put some plastic wrap on them and for an hour, and then we'll be back and bake them off, brush them with butter, and yum-o. So at this point, if I was making them the night before, I would cover them with plastic wrap and tuck them in the fridge so I could have biscuits ready to go for breakfast as well. So I'll be back when those are done in an hour. They're gonna sit and rise. All right, so it's been about an hour and the biscuits have puffed a little. I melted just a little bit of butter. We're gonna paint some butter on these before we pop them in your 400-degree oven. So when you get close to putting them in your oven, make sure it's preheated, because everything's better with butter. Get all those edges with the butter. That looks pretty fantastic. Okay, it's 400 degrees for 15 minutes. Oh my goodness, they smell so amazing. Beautiful golden brown. Oh yeah, baby. We're gonna let these sit for just a couple minutes. I'm gonna grab some butter and some jam and we'll be right back. So these have cooled for just a second. I'm gonna take one out so I can show you. I got some butter and homemade strawberry jam sitting here. Just want to show you how beautiful they are. I'm going to take this and just pop it open here. I think I could. You can maybe see how kind of cakey they are, but they're still so light and so tender. Here comes the steam. Oh my goodness. Yum. Got some soft butter here. Now, if you like honey or jam or anything on them, that is gonna melt just a second. See if I can't get a good bite here. They're so tender, I can barely spread the butter. Get some strawberry jam. Well, they're so tender, I can't barely get the spread, but let's have a little bite. Oh my. It's either really the best biscuits ever. That little bit of yeast with the extra leavening from the soda and the baking powder makes these so delicate and fluffy and very angel-like. They're just so, so heavenly. Yum. Well, I hope you guys make these. Make them for breakfast with some biscuits and gravy. We're gonna have it tonight with some chicken a la king, which I'll be showing you in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. It's a super quick dinner. Or make a breakfast sandwich out of them. Man, these are just good on their own. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make these angel flake biscuits because they are heavenly. Make sure you share these with your friends and your family. I know if you got kids or a husband or anybody at home, they're gonna love these. So thanks again for joining me in my kitchen today. I sure hope you're doing well, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. How many dishes can I use?
All of them.
Oh my gosh, it smells amazing out here.
You should probably change your shirt in between episodes because it'll look better.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I don't think people
probably don't care. It's just like 3 thumbnails in a row are gonna look all the same.
I wanna know how many people even notice.
Okay, here we go. Ready, set, be amazing. Okay.
Make sure everything's on. Make sure you, wow. I'm having a moment. I'm having a biscuit moment.
Gonna taste good, I know.
Danny, what did Mama make? Do you smell butter?
Oh, he does smell better.
Oh my gosh,
All right,
he's
so
been sitting
now
at rapt attention. Just.
I'm gonna do this.
Good biscuit,
Thank you.
Mom. That's yummy.